Hello, everybody. It's Justin Case from American Perspectives, joining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado. Back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives and Proverbs. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to American's Perspective.
I'm seeing myself in multiple versions here. I'm getting flashbacks. But did you get my palm for, the recognition?
No,
Yeah.
I was reading it.
No, all is good.
I didn't want to be distracted.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All is good. I'm glad I'm here, man. Let's rock and roll.
Hey, I'm glad you're here, too. We talked about destination, and I assume destination matters.
Yes.
Jerry, what's happening with this?
Well, you and I do a lot of focusing on the journey per se, but a lot of people I know, myself included, for the longest time, we were on a journey to nowhere. we didn't know where we were going. We were just going. And to me, without a guidepost or something to entice us every single day on that, I mean, life gets kind of futile in a way. And I heard this. I wasn't sure if this was from either Brian Tracy or Zig Ziglar many, many moons ago. He said, or one of them said, he said, write your obituary. I said, what? It kind of more, modem, kind of scary, if you want to put it that way to me. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to be thought of as a dead person. What they were talking about was the destination, per se, of your accomplishments. And live backwards from there in your life every day. And to me, that word obituary still kind of scares me until I was doing my pre-show today for tonight's show on a different topic, and this hit me literally. It's called an auto-obituary. I love this because it's kind of a new trend now that people are using. They're writing their own obituaries before they actually pass on, the way they want to word their life, how it was, and so on and so forth, because of course, after we pass, family members gather and they write this, they embellish all these words and create all these things about us. An auto-obituary is your own destination. And now I can talk about what they were talking about, writing your own obituary. This is an auto-obituary is you writing the end of your life, the way it turned out to be. And you can use that like the Steve Harvey mantra, what he did when he was a young boy. He got criticized. He wanted to be on television, but the boy couldn't talk, man. He stuttered all day long, couldn't say a word. Mother kind of shrugged him off, but his dad said, do yourself a favor. He said, write down the end result or the end goal in general and look at it every morning and every night. And he did that for years and years, and indeed, the man was on television. So writing your auto-obituary is basically you embellishing a future that is not here yet. And you looking at it every day, because a lot of us, a lot of people out there have expressed concern. I don't have time to journal. It's time consuming. I get it. Why don't you write your preamble, look at it every day. You'll start creating thoughts about it. Therefore, in essence, the journey to obtain it. What's your thoughts?
Well, lots of thoughts. Actually wrote my obituary in 1989. Well, Mayo Clinic told me to get my affairs in order. And what that means is you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And I stopped and I thought, and I was coherent. And I said, I don't want others speaking about me. I really didn't care what they had to say. But I wanted to say something to the crowd if a crowd showed up when that time came. And what I remember from that, I've carried with me, and it served me very well. And what I said, I don't know where I'm going, but I know, and you should rest assured that it'll be a hell of a lot better place once I get there. And that's kind of been a mantra for me.
Yes.
And,
Great point. Great point.
And that's why I savor the journey. I love the journey because I don't know. There's no certainty in the journey. So it gives me comfort. It gives me peace. And it's one of two mantras. And the other one, of course, is I think I can. The little engine that could. But,
oh, no, absolutely.
But I was faced with that. And it's proven a valuable exercise. And, that the centers are a little disappointed that I didn't elect to die. But, hey, I'm here now. A lot of years later.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, but like I said, you and I talk about the the actual journey per se and to enjoy the journey. I get that. I get it. But without a guidepost, I mean, an auto-obituary is basically like a treasure map, man. You got all the dots leading up to the ultimate X, and that X is your destination in life. Why not set up something that you can look at every day, every morning, every night, or whatever you do? Bob Proctor actually had it in his program to carry he called it a goal card. That you wrote down your ultimate goal. You write down your ultimate destination, not as just one word, I want this or I want that, but write it as an obituary of your successes in life that haven't even happened yet. I mean, talk about a powerful preamble and a powerful roadmap to where you want to go. If you can see this on paper every day and look at it every day, you mastered the Steve Harvey system of success. I mean, we're talking about an illiterate stutterer who could not even bring a sentence out. And I can relate, because when I was growing up, I had the same problem. This is why perhaps I became so quiet, because it was just hard to talk back then. And people didn't understand the ramifications of that in life. But Steve just kept holding forward. He looked at it every single day. He looked at it every single night. And indeed, and the people that criticized him, including one of his teachers, he sent a TV to every day. I'm sorry, every year for years upon his success on television. Just as proof, maybe, an eye for an eye kind of thing. But to me, you set up a destination ahead of time. However way you set it up. You look at it every single day. You create feelings about having that already. You are going to start creating the roadmap, hence the dots on the treasure map to obtain it. Journaling for me is my way. However way it sets up for people, I love enhancing and showing more of ideas like this, because certain people don't like the journal. Well, you know what? Make a map of it in your mindset every single day and move forward with that. Go ahead.
Well, it's good advice for many, and we shouldn't rest on our laurels and try to move forward in it. If this is a tool that's effective for many, it's simple. It's simple to implement.
Oh yeah.
Just envision where you want to go and how you want to show up and to show up. But it's, I guess I'm peculiar, Jerry. I just enjoy the journey so much that a lot of what I do in my face in the mirror is to assure that I enjoy that journey. To try and savor each day.
Yeah.
Savor life.
Absolutely.
In that moment. And I'm an anal, in the moment kind of guy.
You know.
So
meatball.
Yes.
No way.
Well, it's like you telling us that you didn't talk. Well, that's hard for anybody to believe. But...
I didn't say a word, man. I was a placid little guy. I mean, I was afraid. And a lot of people can relate who had speech impediments and so on and so forth. But to me, like I said, it's just another breadcrumb for people to grasp hold of. I mean, certain things work for certain people. Not everybody likes the same, type of beer, man. They want certain kinds. That's why there's thousands of kinds now. It's certain ways of doing things in life that'll get you where you want to go. You just got to customize it to fit. You got to customize it the way you want it. Take all the information in. We're all sponges anyway. And then create your own plan from there. And to me, journaling was the forefront of who I became and who I keep going to be every day. The mirror technique is your way. Perhaps an auto-obituary could be something of somebody else's fashion by writing their life ahead of their life and looking at it every day, and watch how life materializes in your health and your finances and everything else in life. And when you get to that point, you have a guidepost. This is what I tell you. If you have something to look forward to, my God, the journey gets a lot more better. Go ahead.
Well, and the reflection, we talk about, if we talk about the obituary aspect, just the simple reflection of what you've accomplished in life, it's probably a lot better than you remember, if you're honest about it. Look at you. You tell us that you were quiet and scared, and you're a happy guy. You are living a happy life.
I'm sorry. They're commenting on my Facebook Live, and one of my friends from high school, he goes, "Hey, Meatball, you were never quiet."
Yeah, honesty. I like that person.
Well,
Honesty.
I'm talking
We
like
need
my
honesty.
early age. I'm talking my early age there, my friend. You know, it's just funny how.
Before you met him, of course. As soon as you met him, your whole life opened up, and you were talking and saying stuff.
I was quiet back then, man. Come on, Rick. Be nice to me, buddy. This an old frat buddy of mine. But at the same time, I mean, if you really think about it, if you got something that you're shooting for in life that you truly desire, what's the first thing you do? You create a sense of feeling about it. And that feeling is your aura, is your energy about attaining it. All you got to do every day is work on that and reiterate that every single day. And to me, so many amazing things have come to my life just with a simple technique of knowing where I'm going. You don't have to know exactly what it is, but you have to have some idea, and how you translate it to the universe every single day in your thoughts and your feelings and your actions in life will determine indeed where it goes.
Well, and we have to put a value on people like Rick. Try and keep us grounded.
Sorry, Rick.
You know, Rick shared his perspective, and, you know, I tend to believe what Rick has to say, but maybe I'm biased.
Well, what you're seeing in right now is the true, not the ultimate me. I'm getting kind of crazy here. The true me. I feel like I'm going to do a wrestling show here. But no. It's the true fact of who I am, indeed. Perhaps Rick noticed something about me that I never noticed. But what I knew was I was petrified to say a syllable back then, because I'm afraid I would start to stutter back then. And we're talking like the early, the 9, 10, 12-year-old, not talking the high school Rick there, Meatball. Talking earlier in life. And we're talking, like I mentioned, Steve Harvey when I was talking about earlier. This is exactly when he was at age, at 8, 9s, and 10s in life. And it really created a foundation for him to move forward in life. And I love using stories like that, just like I love giving out breadcrumbs of information like this to help people, because some might, I can't journal, or I can't visualize, or I can't do the mirror technique. Well, you know what? You have another way now. It's an auto-obituary, which is defined as a proactive way to ensure your story is told exactly how you want it. So how do you want your story told? And then you start living by that story every single day. Watch what the universe gives you.
Well, you've got mail. About the ages that you and Harvey shared, it's basically pre-puberty. Men, and I think girls and boys and men and women, puberty does a very big number on us. I mean, we tend to be shy and conservative and intimidated pre-puberty, and then all of a sudden life hits us with a dose of hormones, and God help us.
Yeah, puberty should be shot. I mean, you know how many holes I put in walls? I was losing my shit back then. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, seriously,
right.
Everything grew in my life except my height. I mean, seriously, I just stayed the same height. My head grew, my hands grew, everything grew except my height. But yeah, puberty was a emotional time, and I can attest to that, and that's probably where the stuttering issue came from. Before it's just my body changing, except my mind. I don't know, who the hell knows. No, but to me,
body chemistry.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's body chemistry, and what we do here is we try and keep our body chemistry in balance by the programs that we use, or the tricks that we play on ourselves.
Well, coincidentally, that was going to be tonight's show. It was about chemistry and health in life. Maybe we'll bring that up next week when I'll gather some more information how relevant this is to people. But the auto-obituary really hit me today as another way for people to just write out the destination. And that's it. Whatever. And, I mean, everything. Write everything out in that destination. Frame it, put it on the friggin' wall, and look at it every day. You'd be surprised what kind of ideas start popping in your head. Especially those who are got to go to media for jobs. I mean, they're in situations in life. When you start getting excited for a future before the future, you'd be surprised, what kind of energy you're sending out to attract the synchronicities to match what you're thinking about. And that's all we do every day. We're just matching our thoughts. and our feelings to the universe every single day. So if your life hasn't turned out the way you thought it would be, remember, it's the way you thought it would be. You change your thoughts about your life, you change your destiny, where you're going in life.
Well, it's kind of the premise of if you're talking about foods that you love and you're thinking about foods that you love, your mouth will start to salivate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was one of the first things I learned, how thoughts become things. I was like, I never knew that. You're actually thinking about something you want to eat, and then your body reacts out of this nothingness. This is how everything comes. It's an amazing. I love analogies like that because it really hits home on how you create something out of virtually nothing. And we all have, and that's just it's one example, and that's everything in life. It all starts with thoughts and energy, and that alone, I mean, starts the process. When you have a map in front of you of your words, of your life, how it turned out to be, and I mean, articulate every iconic event. I mean, what you succeeded, accolades, whatever it might be, we become really involved with the future you're trying to create. Better health, perfect health, and your home you're living in. Really articulate that, and just look at it every day. Look at it with a smile on your face, knowing that you started the process. You created this treasure map, and all I got to do every day is really think about it and really feel already having it, and watch the dots start filling in your life leading up to that ultimate X, per se.
Well, and the other exercise I would put on people is write an obituary. How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, your legacy.
Do you want to be remembered as a loving parent, a loving spouse?
I was the guy who talked too much.
Well, you would. Who is that guy? Why is he here? Jeff.
Awesome.
All right, Jerry. Why don't we put this one to bed? Give us just a couple sentences of how to start this process.
A couple sentences. Oh my goodness. I mean, to me, because I've been journaling for so long, I literally write a story every day. I mean, literally a small essay of who I am. That's because I love to do it. And I am is the most important two words you can ever think of in your life. I am this, and I become that. When you start realizing the true power from pen to paper, and just be clear on what you want and what you desire, whether it's even a loving relationship. I'm grateful this amazing relationship I have in my life right now. I mean, you start articulating that in your writings and your feelings every day, you'll start attracting those same scenarios in your life, but creating that epitaph, per se, of your legacy. And you look at that every day. I mean, to me, if I had a gravestone to be in the shape of a meatball, man, I would love that. I would love that. It'd be like bright red, like the Target one. You see in front of Target, a big red meatball on my grave. But look at your life, ahead of your life, and start dictating ahead of your life. And you're going to be surprised what life brings you, man.
Well said. Hey. This has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Perspectives. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this video's Read More. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.